I like you, you like me. If I like you, you like me. If I like you, yeah. If I like you, if I like you, and you like me. If I like you, and you like me. Why don't we? Why don't we?
There's nothing wrong with sexy jokes.
And with that, hello everyone.
Hello.
Welcome to another episode of Not Another Couples Podcast. I'm kind of going to be taking the lead on this one for a change. How you doing, Casey?
I'm here.
You don't already know, that's Casey, the adjunct GM, as known on Twitch and all the socials. I am his wife, Megan. This is going to kind of be following our JoJo's Bizarre Adventure episode. This is kind of a twofer where we talk about different vampire social media.
A toother, if you will.
I said social media, just media in general, but yes, a twofer.
I'm bad for you, Megan.
So we talked about one vampire in one show. Now we get to talk about other vampires.
Our first vampire couple was Dio and Jonathan Joestar. Now moving on.
They were a very toxic relationship. This go around, if you didn't read the episode title, not sure what it is yet. I'm sure Casey will come up with something clever. But
probably,
whatever it
oh
is.
brother.
The amount of times you said that tonight. We are going to be talking about not just the movie, but also a little bit of the book, first book of Twilight. To go on record, this was a franchise that I was a part of the Twilight craze around the early, it was the late aughts. I want to say around 2007, 2008. Right about when I was a teenager in high school. So I was at that perfect time to be.
At whatever time the Nokia Razr was cool.
Yes, because that was in
and
this
people
movie.
thought that the Zune would overtake iPod.
Oh my gosh, what a time to be alive, let me tell you. So we're just kind of going off our little prompt here. So I obviously have loved / kind of poked fun now at this franchise for decades. Casey, you kind of have avoided this, sort of?
Like the plague. Like the Spanish flu, if you will.
But we traded, as mentioned in the last episode, that if I watched JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, which I actually have really come to like, we've gotten all the way through.
Goody for you.
Well, I ended up liking seasons three. I think season 4 now is my favorite. And we went through season 5, which had our protagonist, Giorno. I think we're going to skip Stone Ocean because the plot is kind of lost.
Coward.
It's lost on me, honestly. And you basically described it to me sort of as Orange is the New Black, but anime.
Megan's just not enough of a feminist to watch the female JoJo season.
No, stop that. No, absolutely not. I think we are going to go ahead and skip over to Steel Ball Run very soon. I can definitely say for sure Josuke is my favorite out of all the protagonists in the JoJo's. Anyways, getting into it. I said I would watch JoJo's Bizarre Adventure if you would read and watch the first movie of Twilight. And boy, did you pay up.
Boy, did I.
So we're going to first go on our first question here. We watched we actually just watched it again. We watched it earlier last month, but then we didn't have time to record this episode, so we did a quick little rewatch tonight. Every time I've seen this movie has been a rewatch. I've been able to quote it almost word for word, several of these lines. And then you read the book and then watched the movie. Your initial thoughts?
It's bad, y'all. It's bad out here in northern Washington. So for those who don't know, I am an English literature professor. So I may have some highfalutin opinions about literature.
Just a little.
Though not really. My focus is like young adult fantasy lit.
Which you would think.
I love Lord of the Rings and lately, against my better judgment, Harry Potter and The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. I'm all about cheesy fantasy. I love me some cheesy fantasy.
Oh, so wait, you just called Lord of the Rings cheesy?
No, I called...
No, you literally heard it right here.
No, I called Lord of the...
That's what you get for calling me an anti-feminist.
I called Harry Potter cheesy, to be clear. Lord of the Rings, I literally just got it printed on my back. I got
You really did. You
I got
really
a
did,
tattoo,
actually.
y'all, with some Elvish. I'm now a legit Lord of the Rings fan.
Nerd.
Yeah, very. That's not a debate. Anyways, Stephanie Meyer is a crap writer. I'm going to say that from the start.
That is one of our questions here. What are your thoughts on her as an author?
Not that I had fun despite the book. It felt like you've never seen the movie The Room.
No, but you have described it to me several times, so I know enough about it.
It's a similar feeling. And I would say had I sat and read the book from paper, it would have been sort of a miserable experience. But I will say, for the folks listening, I've actually always been pretty cool with audiobooks. Mm-hmm. I know that is a thing that quote unquote readers tend to comment on quite a bit. I became a bibliophile, if you will, a fantasy literature aficionado on audiobooks as a kid. Before I had like the mental acuity to spend a lot of time with the written word, my grandmother, who is one of the most important people in my life, bought me the first 4 Harry Potter books on tape. These were on cassettes, mind you. She got me those and a Walkman. And I realized the problems. Let me caveat here. I realized the problems with Harry Potter nowadays, but as a kid, those books were incredibly important
before it became problematic.
Yeah, I mean, to hell with J.K. Rowling now. Like, to be clear, trans people are people. But as a kid, those books meant so much to me. And in part, I spent a lot of time as a kid road tripping with my grandparents. My grandfather was a union organizer and traveled a lot for his job. And I was very close with my grandparents. So I spent a lot of time in cars with them going various places throughout the South. And so my grandmother, who I referred to as Gran, picked me up those 4 books in tape, and they came in these big, they look like shoe boxes the way they came.
I was going to ask how many tapes were there per book?
Like 16
per book?
Yes.
Wow.
And they were read by, I don't remember the name of the author right now, or the reader right now. He's a well-known voice actor.
Hopefully a whole lot better than the person who did the audiobook for Twilight.
Oh, probably. I experienced those books on tape before I've read them since many times. But I experienced them on tape before. I have a lot of respect for audiobooks. I don't have a lot of respect for this one.
Honestly, the affliction, I'm sorry to crap on this person. It's just, for my personal taste, their affliction and the way they read this book was not the best at all. It was kind of a hard listen.
I will say it made them much more fun in that I spent most of my time with this first book, at least. I did read some physically. Mm-hmm. As again, I'm an English teacher at a local community college, and someone left. We have a little like public library, like a little like library shelf in our classroom that all the professors share. And someone left the first couple books on that shelf, so I snagged them. I put them back when I was done, by the way. Just saying, I'm not taking books from the students. while reading them in paper would have been a grueling effort, it was much more fun to subject my wife and child on long car rides to me listening to the audiobooks and heckling them mercilessly.
Oh, I kind of had fun. I thought it was hilarious. Yeah. Honestly, it became more of a joke the longer about it we went with it.
We had an hour and a half drive in Kentucky, which I got my first speeding ticket in many years on because I was not paying attention after getting off the interstate.
Well, I can't speak like I'm any better, honestly.
But we got through most of it on that car ride, and mostly it was me being like just bullying Stephanie Meyer. Without her here to hear she has enough money, she's fine with me being mean to her. Yeah, it's bad. I'm gonna go ahead and say, like, I had fun and I don't want to yuck anyone's yums. Like, if you enjoy these books, more power to you. I did not.
I mean, see, here's the thing. This series, franchise, whatever you want to call it, is specifically geared to a very kind of targeted audience.
I do want to say that these books, I know where the current era of like girly book smut came from. And it's these. Twilight walked so a court of thorns and roses could run.
I mean, you're not totally wrong there, honestly.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Twilight had an awkward dinner over an Italian restaurant so that a court of thorns and roses could pin a woman to a wall.
You're also forgetting about our you talk about feminism again. I remember right after, side note, the Twilight craze was just starting to die down a little bit. Then came the Hunger Games. And then everybody was all about the Hunger Games.
I don't want to put those in the same category.
I don't either. I'm just going to say just the evolving taste of preteen to teenage to young adult to, I guess you could call me an elder millennial. I am technically 91.
You'd be a younger millennial.
Either way, where it kind of evolved, at least for me, Twilight started it, Hunger Games. Then I think at that point,
Katniss is such a better protagonist. I don't even want to.
Much better.
No, she's really much better. I wholly disagree.
She was fine in the first book.
I've only read the first one.
The third one pissed me off.
Interesting.
Off.
Yeah, I've only read the first one.
You need to read the other two. Anyways, so from there on, then the next it kind of died down for a little bit. There were other series that were copying the Hunger Games, like Teenage Survival, all that stuff. Then came 50 Shades of Grey. Yeah, that really started the sexual movement there for young women. And then I think, now it's kind of evolved into what you said, A Court of Thorns and Roses. And now there's also, what's the name of the hockey series?
Oh, Heated Rival.
Yeah.
That's a completely different thing.
I'm just saying that's where a lot of this started from. You're right. That's an observation there.
Heated Rivalry is pretty good, by the way. Actually,
stop with the ASMR. I hate it. Either way. So is all this to say, as an avid reader and obviously big book lover, you wouldn't recommend this?
I do not. I'm sorry. I tried going into it with an open mind. I want to believe that I did. I've read a lot of things that I didn't enjoy. And I can say that I enjoyed this for reasons that don't make me recommend it. I enjoyed it for the fact that it was fun to roast it while you could hear me reading it.
I mean, it is fun at this point.
No, there's better things. There's better things to put in your brain than this.
Even for 17-year-old teenage girls?
Especially for 17-year-old teenage girls. If you want some book recommendations, what could I recommend you? Go read. I started to go look at my bookshelf and then realized I don't even need to think about it. If you are a young woman looking for some books about that are in the fantasy genre, does Twilight count as the fantasy genre?
Young adult romance fantasy, yes.
Romance fantasy. So I'm going to cut the romance for a second. It's there. go read the Abhorsen trilogy. I've told you about these books before. I love them.
You've tried to get me to read them a few
they're
times.
heavily inspired by Egyptian mythology. The first book is titled Sabrael, Lirael, and Abhorsen. And they chronicle sort of like the main character is a young woman who is like the anti-necromancer for a magical kingdom. Like she hunts down and stops necromancers. And the second book has her and her magical familiar who known as the disreputable dog. Those books are incredible. They're by Garth Nix, who also wrote The Seventh Tower. I highly recommend them. Anything you could get from Twilight, you will get from the Abhorsen cycle in so much more, with so much more autonomy and empowerment and real storytelling. So go read those books.
Minus the vampires and werewolves, of course.
There's vampires and werewolves.
Oh, well, there you go. That checks one box.
Yeah, I could also recommend, sorry, I'm looking back at my shelf right now because I can't remember books off the top of my brain.
Well, while you think about it, because we need to try to keep this not too long.
Read Black Cauldron. I'll go with that.
Yeah, okay. So we talked about the book quite a bit already. Now into the movie. For me personally, rewatching this again for the first time in years, earlier last month, it brought back a lot of nostalgia for me personally, because when I saw this movie, it had been out for about a couple of weeks, and I saw the trailer for it, and I saw all of my other friends and classmates were reading this book, and I'm like, okay, I got to see what this is about now. I read that book, I want to say, in about a month, and it was right around the time that Twilight had been out for 2 weeks. So I literally finished the book, and then the next day I went to go see it in theaters, and a 17-year-old Megan's mind was blown. And I was surrounded by a bunch of other teenage girls and women that also had their minds blown as well. But your overall impression of the movie now with Robert Pattinson, Taylor Lautner, and Kristen Stewart.
Well, I'm down to talk about that, but let me rewind just a little bit with the book, because you also had written down the question, what do I think of Stephenie Meyer as an author?
If you get him started on books, he won't stop.
Yes. I'm going to answer your question, but for Stephenie Meyer as an author, the Mormon influences are so heavy here. And I could talk a lot about, I have a lot of Mormon friends. And that's just like a weird sounds mean. That sounds almost like bigoted towards the religion.
It's
so
different.
I'm going to be careful.
It's different.
Yeah. Let me be very clear. I have a lot of friends who are Mormon, and I have a lot of respect for them. The Mormon religion is one that I have often not understood very well, to be frank.
You're not Frank.
No, I'm Casey. But I do notice the like strong Mormon influences in this book. The prohibition against anything that is mind altering. A lot of my Mormon friends are like prohibitively against caffeine. And that seems to somewhat translate to, in this book, like Bella being like, I'm going to have me a Coca-Cola. It's I'm being a little naughty. Dr. Pepper feels a little scandalous. And I just recently saw a bunch of TikToks about like how like the cosmology of Twilight translates to Mormon theology. And I'm somewhat curious about all of that. But I haven't finished reading into it, so I'm not going to get into that. I'm going to go back to your question. You saw Twilight in theaters. I obviously saw it in our living room. I thought it was bad.
Yes, I will definitely admit, like, seeing that as a teenager and seeing it as an adult now is a vastly different experience for me.
So let me get into some of the reasons I thought it was bad.
Yes.
Because I want to be objective. I think of myself... I went to school for theater. I do know a decent bit about acting and directing. and cinema. I took some classes in like film criticism. Like I don't not know what I'm talking about. I don't claim to be a perfect expert, and people should like what they like. I'm not actually saying like don't like this movie. I want to be very clear. People should like what they like. And
hot take.
It kind of is nowadays. Let's be really
that's
clear.
That's the unfortunate thing.
Yeah, to be fair, that is kind of a hot take nowadays. Just because I think a movie, like I have some objective opinions of like critique and analysis that I can say this is not the best movie. But if you have fun with it, watch it. I love a bunch of bad movies. A lot of them starring Adam Sandler.
Yes.
And there's nothing wrong with liking bad. Hold on, Megan. If there's a movie that you think like is archetypal of like Casey likes a bad movie, which one would you put it at? You're gonna say The Big Lebowski, and I'm gonna be real upset.
Yes.
That's an objectively
no,
good
it
movie.
is not.
You are so wrong.
I have watched that movie with you, and I hated it. I'm sorry. I did not like that movie one bit.
I'm sorry you're wrong about that, but that's okay.
I would say that in The Room, but that's supposed to be
The Room is bad. That's what's fun about it. That's the difference.
But no, yeah, The Big Lebowski. I'm sorry.
But everyone has guilty pleasure movies, and you should. I like Dude, Where's My Car? That's a great guilty pleasure movie for me. A lot of Adam Sandler movies. I love Adam Sandler's like early career movies, like Little Nicky and Mr. Deeds and movies like that. I like the like 90s comedy movies that are bad and you go back and they're slightly problematic. But man, did I enjoy them a lot as a kid. So I love those movies, and they're not good, and that's okay. So I'm gonna give Twilight some grace here in that it's a bad movie, but if you like it, like what you like.
It's a little bit of a product of its time, if you will.
I don't even know if that's true.
Because it was the craze that was going on, and they kind of rushed this movie a little bit.
I don't even know it. I can't think of anything around that time that was like Twilight.
I can't either, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
It was kind of the hot new thing.
And there's nothing that like continued it. It was weird. And it was a cultural craze. I'm not denying that. It was one I was very divorced from. No one I hung out with was big on Twilight.
I had an Edward decorated poster in my room.
Point one, the cinematography is terrible. And we talked about this as we were watching it. We looked up the cinematographer, and he has better work. He worked on Lords of Dogtown, which is a good movie, but it's an action movie. It is a skating movie where the camera has to move a lot, and this movie has a lot. I'm gonna be really like into like film stuff for a second. So sorry, y'all. The cameras are shaky in this, and there's a lot of smash cuts, and it's very ADHD coded, where like you don't stick on a frame for long, and it's really hard to like sink into a scene when you're going from angle to angle to angle every 5 seconds. And on top of that, if their heads aren't cut off in every damn shot.
Now, from what I am remembering, that is sort of on purpose by Catherine Hardwicke, the director of this one Twilight film. She didn't film any more after this.
Intention doesn't mean good.
That was her intention, to give a sense of uneasiness whenever Bella and Edward interacted, especially in the forest scenes. But I have to agree with you. It does make you feel uneasy, but not as intended. It actually give me a little motion sickness.
You said the forest scenes. The first time I noticed it was in the biology classroom with generic Tony Shalhoub teacher.
I'm getting into that.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the first time I noticed it, where their heads were always cut off in every shot. And it's just poor quality. Like, I am having been involved in theater since middle school, at my first couple theater teachers, and most of them following, minus a couple, were big believers in you don't put crap on stage. And that's kind of what that's not kind of what I believe. That's what I believe.
Same.
I have a very perfectionist, I guess, view of what like performance should look like at a professional level. And this movie just is not that. Mm-hmm. It's just not that. There's weird smash cuts. There's bad cinematography. There's people playing hacky sack without a hacky sack in the background.
There's a truck driver. There's a truck with no driver. There's a little kid in the high school volleyball gym. Yeah.
And some of that is like...
There's mistakes.
You could say that it was to save money, but CGI costs more than having a truck go across screen. It just doesn't make sense. And it frustrates me because, like, I see a world in which this movie is good. I think you could make a better movie out of this than a book. There's a handful of books like that where I think they actually lend themselves to adaptation and they're almost better in a visual medium. Mm-hmm. This is one. Like, I think a director like Guillermo del Toro could have done a lot better work.
That would have gone in a completely different direction.
And that is stereotypical of me to say he's one of my favorite directors. I think he should have had The Hobbit. I think he would have made The Hobbit a good movie, whereas I thought Peter Jackson's Hobbit was terrible. But he tells fairy tales in such a way that I think anything that like borders on the fantastical, he can bring a visual element to it that really rocks. And he did Kronos, which is a really good Spanish language vampire film that I would have loved to see. I would actually love to see Del Toro's take on Twilight.
How does the movie, in your opinion, compare to the book? I mean, which one's better, book, movie? I mean, kind of all objective. But, I mean, were there any parts you wish they kept in the movie or you wish they had taken out of the movie from the book? What do you think?
I prefer the movie because it took up less of my life.
Fair.
I'm sorry, that was mean.
No, but it's true.
I do think the movie could have been better served with more world building. The first book is 75% world building leading up to the baseball game. The things that happen after the baseball game equals about a quarter of the book. It equals about 40% of the movie. Mm-hmm. And I would have liked more time spent on that world building aspect. I think you're building, in the case of Twilight, Stephenie Meyer is attempting to build out a world with lore of like vampires existing as creatures in a modern era, mm-hmm. which has so much potential for being interesting. I mean, I love playing a game of Vampire the Masquerade. This world has a lot of potential.
On an opposite side of vampires, there's the third type of vampire media we've been watching recently of Dimension 20's City Council of Darkness. That's underway right now.
Yeah, that's pulling way out of third.
We've had a lot of vampires in our life the last few months.
Yes.
I just realized. Anyways, please continue.
But I do think the movie would have been better served with focusing more on that initial part of the film. And really character developing and world building.
I mean, you could argue that about any book to movie adaptation. The book's obviously going to give way to more world building because you're not limited to time on a screen and keeping people's attention that way.
I don't know. I will also, let me add also, I'm not a romance book person. So let me say that as I say this. Knowing that I'm not particularly a huge fan of the romance part of things.
I kind of am.
I know. The book spends a lot more time with the two other boys and the two friends that are Bella's social circle. Mm-hmm. I don't remember any of their names. The movie does not.
Yeah, they just kind of like play out as background characters. They become a little bit more involved in the future movies, but not by much. They get kind of a highlight moment in the fourth movie. I'm not going to give away too much.
I'm just saying. So like we go to the scene in the book where the three girls go to the city to try on dresses for what is in the book a Sadie Hawkins dance and in the movie a prom, which is also a weird change, by the way.
Yeah, that one was weird.
It seems like, we can't have female agency of them inviting boys to a dance. We have to have it be prom. But anyways, in that scene, it's very much these three girls going to like help pick dresses for each other, and they really like add on. In the book, I specifically remember Bella was actually excited to go dress shopping with her friends
because she wanted to hang out with female friends.
But it wasn't just that. Like, she had fun with it, like, to be clear. And in the movie, they make it more like, I guess that looks good. They really add on the I'm so awkward, I don't like other girls.
Well, that's also just because of Kristen Stewart.
Yeah, but she's done better in other films. Anyways, maybe she hasn't. I don't know. Anyways, my point being that scene when like Edward shows back up and like the two girls, like you see them flip from like worried about their friend to like support, like to supporting / heckling this dude she's with. It feels more personal, like you get a better sense of the characters. That the movie doesn't build those two characters enough for it to matter. They feel, and it's weird that, like, it's almost bizarre that Anna Kendrick got her start in this movie because she's nothing in it. She does nothing. And in the book, that's a real character. And that annoys me. There's no personal relationships in the film other than the first one. And there's room for those. The movie doesn't give itself room to breathe. I truly believe this could have been a good movie, and that I would have a fully different opinion of it had it had a better director. I don't blame the actors, by the way. Pattinson's an incredible actor.
Yes. I had a huge crush on him for a while.
And I do too. It's fun fact, our second date was watching Water for Elephants. And that's actually his worst movie. He's worse than that.
I liked that movie.
He's worse in that than he is in this.
You haven't seen Remember Me.
I have not. I don't even know what that movie is.
Those who know, comment, please, if you remember the movie Remember Me.
It's so funny how embarrassed he is of this film. Going back to Water for Elephants, I just remember him trying to force himself to throw up. Or forcing himself to cry and throwing up instead because he can't.
There are several others he's really, really good in, though, to be fair.
No, he's an incredible actor. He's a great Batman. He's great in so many things I've seen him in.
Oh, I forgot he was Batman.
Just recently, and he's a great Bruce Wayne. He really is.
And then I think it almost won an Academy Award, the black and white film where he's one of the lighthouse keepers.
Oh, The Lighthouse?
Yes.
Yeah, no, Pattinson's an incredible actor. Like, I don't want to discount him in any shape and form. Everything he's done since Twilight, other than Water for Elephants, is great.
He got stifled in this movie.
He takes direction very well, to his detriment, and that a bad director makes him look bad.
Yeah.
I kind of said that off the cuff, but I actually think that's true. I think he is the kind of actor that does what the director says, so that if you put him with a bad director, he's bad. But if you put him with someone who knows how to utilize him, he's incredible. Like, he is very much like a lump of clay that a director can form to whatever they want. I actually think that's true of Anna Kendrick too. I think what's her name that directed this movie is just terrible.
Yeah. Catherine Hardwicke does not have a lot of good.
Didn't she only do this one?
Credit.
Didn't they fire her after this one?
Yes.
Okay, so we're about to watch New Moon soon.
Are we?
I'm gonna watch it.
You better not watch it without me.
No, I'm gonna watch it with you. Don't you worry.
Okay. I'm going to also go on record then. We probably won't do any more episodes centered around Twilight after this.
I might put some TikToks up about it.
Oh, I took all those videos. We need to do a super cut of you watching Twilight for the first time. We need to put that up. Hopefully it is after this episode premieres. So you can go find it on Casey's TikTok. But I will go ahead on record and say New Moon. I hate that book. Bella is unbearable in that book.
She's unbearable in the first one, to be fair.
The least bearable in New Moon. I want to go ahead and say that. Yeah. So if you can get through New Moon, you're fine.
I will add, I can see how 50 Shades came out of this first book. And I think you didn't realize it until I was making fun of it, how horny this book is.
As I said, a very target audience.
Yeah.
Well, for this next prompt right here, we're going to kind of do like a little bit of a rapid fire here, because these are all the notes that I wrote down as we watched Twilight together the first time around. You sort of said most of the same things this go around. So we're going to just kind of do a rapid fire here. So I'm going to try not to pause you too much. And a couple of them, I know you're not going to be able to help it, but we're going to go through it a little quick. Okay. Number 1, Charlie's the real protagonist.
He freaking is. I want the Charlie book. I want the Charlie cut.
There's also TikToks of people doing Dear Diary.
Yeah, this poor man is suffering through the adolescence of
he really is.
Supernatural figures and Dad of the Year. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Number 2, Jacob's hair is the scariest thing. The long wig.
100%. Was it a wig?
It was a wig.
I was unsure.
It was a wig.
It's terrible.
It's pretty bad.
And I need there to be jokes about it when Taylor Lautner Werewolf Hunter comes out. I'm really excited for that show, by the way.
Number 3, Great Value Tony Shalhoub.
Their science teacher looks like Monk. That's it.
Glasses. Number 4, massive school but small police force.
We have a town of 18,000 people. Why is their high school so well funded?
18,000, if that.
There are multiple buildings and they have microscopes in the chemistry class. There is no way. I have worked in public education. There is no way that the town is funding that and the sheriff is doing things solo. It doesn't make sense. It bothers me.
Number 5, Dr. Cullen's the Joker.
Yeah, in that first doctor scene where he's in the hospital, he's got the pancake, like, white makeup on. He looks ridiculous.
That's one of the clips we took for the TikTok supercut. Number 6, Casey was super bothered by the camera work.
We've
obviously
already been there. The camera sucks.
Number 7, oh brother, number 1, I did only because I wanted you so badly.
Okay, yeah. So my catchphrase throughout this has been "oh brother," and that's a good one. I don't even remember the comment or the context right now.
It was because it was about you should fear me and like why did you hate me so bad?
Oh, why did you hate me so bad?
I did only because I wanted you so badly. And then followed by number 8, oh brother, number 2, I'm not afraid of you. I'm only afraid of losing you.
Oh brother, God.
Number 9, no normal high schoolers that down bad for each other would just lay down in that meadow and talk.
Right. I don't want to get too into this because my mother's going to listen to this most likely. But high schoolers hanging out in the woods by themselves, they're not just sitting there hanging out. They're canoodling at best.
Canoodling, that's what we want to say, okay? That's the word we're going to use. All right. Number 10, the Spidermonkeys.
Oh, God.
But also, don't put clumsy Bella in a tree.
The book makes the point that she is supernaturally has a tendency towards falling out of things.
Kind of harps on it a little too much, actually.
It's weird how much they focus on how clumsy she is, but that's fine. Casey was super bothered by Charlie's gun cleaning.
That's number 11. Casey was super bothered by the gun cleaning.
So he has a double barrel shotgun and he's using muzzleloader tools to clean it. It pissed me off.
I wouldn't know that anytime I watched Twilight until being married to you. Number 12, arguably my favorite point. You thought your first bite would be Edward, but it was me, James.
It didn't even upset me. It was just funny. It was just because we've been talking so much about JoJo's, and then the tracker Bella. He's a tracker Bella. He bites her before he can, and it made me think of JoJo's.
Number 13. We're winding these down. Oh, brother, number 3. I dream about being with you forever. This was at the prom scene when they were slow dancing.
That's just some Hot Topic ass.
Followed by, oh, brother, number 4, the neck kiss.
Oh, God. And then it switches to like the Elizabethan clothing. It's just slow-mo, just like it could be on Cinemax at 11 p.m. Just terrible.
No, not that one. The neck kiss.
Yeah,
like,
I know what you mean.
At prom, like, and you're ready right now? Yes. Yeah. And he kisses her neck instead of biting her.
You tease. Edward.
And so, having experienced everything to do with the first movie, we kind of already answered this, but I gotta say it. Are you thirsty for more?
No. But like Sisyphus pushing his rock up the hill, I made a commitment.
New moon when?
I'm working on it. So bad.
And finally, the most important question of all that every person who has ever watched Twilight has to answer. Team Edward or Team Jacob?
Well, consent is key, so Edward.
Long time ago, I would also say Team Edward. But nowadays, I'm Team neither. They both got their own problems.
Oh, is that an option?
It is to me, at least. But
well, then that. I don't know. Jacob feels. I have only read the first book, to be clear. He feels very sniveling and like he's much. I feel like. Is he younger?
By a year, I think. Yes.
He feels younger than that because he's so sniveling and like, please, miss, may I have a flirt? He's just so.
He doesn't stay that way for long.
Okay. He's just so chicken shit.
He don't stay that way for long.
Okay.
You're going to wish he had, though, unfortunately.
Oh, no.
Yeah. At least in my opinion.
Oh, does he become a dirty dog?
I'm not going to answer that for you. You're going to have to read New Moon and the other books to find out.
God.
Before we wrap this up, let's give credit where credit is due, if you would, please, Casey.
Yeah, you should, if you like our podcast, check out credit to our intro and outro music, which is from Rufus Dawkins, his song, If I Like You, from his album Hearthole. Check it out on Spotify, YouTube, and all the places you can find music.
Yeah. All right. And who knows when we're going to be coming out with another episode. We recorded another one that might follow right after this, but we promise no more vampires.
I will say that Twilight would be better if I Like You was the track instead of...
No, yeah, maybe one day, like they're redoing all of the Disney movies, they'll remake Twilight to actually be good. You know, they did the series for the first Harry Potter book. They just redid Harry Potter, so maybe they'll give Twilight the same.
Stephanie Meyer, let me direct Twilight, and my life is yours.
Finally, to sum up this episode, and I'm sure it's going to be pretty long. Let's give out our joke here. Now, I don't know if this one's pretty good, but it's the tamest joke that I could find and one that actually is a little bit funny, okay? Why is Twilight like soccer?
I don't know.
They run around for 2 hours, nobody scores, and it's a billion fans that just insist you don't understand.
Oh, that's so good. Yes! I love it.
And with that, everybody,
bye!
You like me, if I like you, yeah. If I like you, if I like you, you like me. if I like you, you like me, why don't we?